Hi, and welcome to the 48th session of the Jade Kind presents the Observatory. Oh, dear Lord.
Hello, welcome to the 48th session of the Shadow Kingdoms Dungeons & Dragons campaign. Here on Jade Kind Gaming presents the Observatory. Now let's hand it over to our Game Master, Bob.
Hi. It's been a while.
Now repeat him.
Nah. I've just been drinking. Don't worry about it. So, we left off with half of the party going to bed and the other half hanging out at the Extortium. Scratch your face. And, yeah. So, y'all who were hanging out.
Yep.
What you doing? You just hanging out, watching, waiting?
Doing some active kind of observation of the bets and how they go down. Does Shepard ever kind of throw his own money into the fights, or is it kind of pointless for him because he's the house?
Not that you really see.
Yeah.
He doesn't come down into the room. He tends to stay up in his little box. The only time that he like seems disinterested is when there's no one fighting.
I was kind of curious as to whether or not Shepard might actually sweeten the pot for winners of a particular fight by throwing some of his own cash in.
Well, they don't get a cut of the betting.
So yeah, since he's the house, it'd be kind of pointless for him to throw money at stuff, I guess. Alright. I was just curious as if I noticed anything about that, talking to people about the betting and stuff. But, yeah, so this still will, the fighting will still run on through until basically early morning, right?
Yeah. About 2 or 3 in the morning.
Well, I'd say Mary's been doing pretty well for himself. And I ask him, go ahead and pick I'm going to make a bet, and I'll let you go ahead and pick the fighter for me.
Okay. I do warn you that you are getting into the betting game late. You gotta understand that betting and making money, it's an investment. You gotta work the system all night, so I can't guarantee your results. Sure. But that one, you can tell by the way he looks. This much lower than the other guy.
And I'll throw 50 gold at it.
Okay, so there is a kobold.
What do they got that's smaller than a kobold?
I don't know. I'm doing random generated.
A grung.
And an orc. We're fighting each other.
I like that the kobold is this much shorter than the orc.
That's a big kobold.
Or
short orc.
Yeah, little orc.
Little orc or tall
half orc, half, dwarf.
Both. And it's just like they kind of meet each other in the middle. And they're like, that's a pretty tall kobold. That's a pretty short orc.
So, how much did you bet?
50.
50 gold on the short one.
Yep.
Surprisingly was the orc.
Just a huge heckin' kobold. Alrighty, so I'm going to get out some percentiles and say it's just a straight 50-50% fight. Because it's even odds. You get 100 gold for your 50 gold bet if you win. So even odds means even chances. That's what we're working with here. That is... I don't know why I'm looking. Okay. So Ryan, you watch as the orc and the kobold start swinging away each other. The kobold seems to be singing and playing a harp at the orc. And the orc is just kind of dashing around and trying to flank and get little shanks in with short swords. And after a while, the orc collapses and falls to the ground, just laughing hysterically as the kobold comes up and just takes one of her short swords and slits her throat and kills her.
And then straight up murder. Yeah!
Well, I mean, to be fair, that orc was trying to flake by themselves.
At that point, you're just trying to get behind someone. So yeah, then
At that point, you're putting him out of his misery.
that orc just bleeding out of her eyes, laughing as insulted psychic damage.
Yeah, she was apparently 11 years old. They told her to be on the random generating thingy.
That's pretty old for a kobold.
No, for the orc was 11.
That's a little young.
Well, hence how she lost and died. She's trying to come in here and get food for her family.
Cool. So I get 100 gold or
Mhm.
50 extra, I guess. But so looking up, was 50 gold of any interest to Shepard?
I mean, he's not paying attention to the betting.
No.
He's literally watching the fights, and when they're not fighting, he like wanders back and is like eating or drinking or going to the bathroom or whatever.
Okay.
You did note that some of those fights just had to wait until he was done doing whatever he was doing so he could come back to watch them.
Okay.
If I'd remembered the first part of my plan earlier, it probably would have helped.
Just shout out to him while in the fighting ring when he's...
Yeah. But I forgot.
There was a turtle. Because of turtle.
Just curious, because whatever, when I talked to the our server lady,
Oh yeah, don't you worry, honey. He'll go ahead and get that letter to him.
but she gave us the impression that large bets might be of some interest to Shepard, besides the fighting, as far as a way to get his attention, but I don't know how much I'd have to throw in order to be of any interest to him.
Judging by the clientele, 50 gold is not that unusual. If you threw like 500 gold at something, it probably would get noticed.
Oh, okay.
But
Enough where someone is reporting to the house that something is going on.
yeah, that there might be a major outlay of cash.
Somebody's rigged a fight, probably. Who else would put that much money down on one of these fights?
Like, well, you did me well, Mary. Here you go, 10 gold.
Short fury. You see, being short gives you a complex, and all that anger is a power source that never exhausts. There's a rage that you have against. Just start muttering about how you just want to burn all the tall people down. Drop all the ceilings 6 inches and watch them brain themselves. Morons.
Alright. Well, after that, I'm just gonna chill out and just be friendly with people, see if I can get in people's good graces, so I'm well liked around here.
Okay. Just a general hi.
Yeah, it's like I'll pay for drinks and.
Well, you definitely got some money to do so.
Yep. So that's my plan, and unless I get called up to actually discuss the letter, but it seems like until the fighting's done, he's preoccupied. Might be tell Mary, and it's like given the situation, he probably wouldn't even get to us tonight, so we might be able to leave and show up another day.
Well, maybe. Or he'd do it after he's done fighting.
Yeah. It's like, we'll wait around and then see if he calls us up, and then if not, we'll come back.
Okay, so you hang out till after the fights are done?
Yeah.
Alright, so they go on for a while with Mary sometimes being right, sometimes being wrong about the shortness of the opponent being the main deciding factor. And after they announce the last fight, the server comes by and says, "Hey, he went ahead and read that letter. I don't know what you said, sweetness, but he wants to talk to you after the fight's over."
Wonderful.
All right. You just go ahead and wait over here. I'll come get you.
Okay.
It's just way over here where you can cast your magic on yourself to buff.
I can do it whenever.
Oh, you have subtle?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He is subtle and silent.
Mm-hmm. Well,
the same
subtle
thing.
is silent.
I have subtle and extend. Yeah.
But not silent. I thought subtle just stopped physically.
Subtle's
Subtle.
no somatic or magic components.
Oh, okay.
You still need your materials if you need materials,
You know what's hilarious?
but you can just show that crap in your pocket
Yeah.
and sit there and stare
Yeah.
at someone without having to move your
Whatever.
lips or
Still
anything.
and silent, they just combined into subtle. Rude.
No, what's really fun is that druids get that permanently as their capstone.
Yeah, so they can cast as a bear.
Yes, but they can also just be standing there, not doing anything, and casting spells, and no one can tell it's them.
I mean, when
It's
the
a capstone.
meteors start falling, so.
Yeah.
I mean, they are the only ones with a decent capstone.
No,
No.
barbarians have a decent
Yeah,
capstone.
barbarians got a
Eh.
good capstone.
Either way,
It breaks
either
the
way,
physical.
unimportant, unimportant. So, yes, you wait about 15 minutes until the fight was over. It was a pretty long one. They kind of saved the best for last.
Oh, awesome.
And then you're ushered. The lady comes by and says, "All right, come on,"
Okay.
and leads you away.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and go up in order to talk to Shepard.
Okay. She leads you back through those double doors behind the underneath where his platform is, and leads you through there through another set of doors, like up a stairway.
Okay. If I've got an opportunity, I'll enhance myself.
You could.
Okay.
You can be enhanced.
Alright. So I'll do that and go up the stairway to meet with Shepard.
As you get up the stairs, there's another door with two guards on a guard on either side. 2 guards total. Not 2 guards on either side. That'd be silly. Who opens the door and lets you in, and you see the elderly, bald, elven gentleman sitting there in his chair, and you notice that there's a curtain, which you've seen from the floor, that leads out to the balcony, and he has a little sitting reception area. And he's sitting there, and he pours himself a glass of wine, offers you a seat, and says, like, "Would you like a glass?"
Sure.
"Oh, here you go. So, you have a proposal for me?"
Yes. I'm actually kind of curious as far as
Oh, I love the curious. And as he steeples his hands and you look at him, you know that your earlier perception of him was a little off. His eyes are green, not brown. And he appears to be missing a finger. He is missing the last knuckle on his left pinky.
Some Yakuza stuff there.
Well, it's like, my name is Mother June, and I am the head of the Church of Vernet, and I'm trying to improve the lives of the people of the slums.
Oh, that'd be lovely. The more money that they get, the more money that I get.
Yes. And I was kind of curious about the Extortium, because I've never met you in person, so I've only gotten other people's accounts of you. But I wasn't quite sure as far as what your opinion was as to whether or not you would want to more or less have kind of a mutual business understanding with one another, or if you were actually kind of interested in retiring, basically, and having it to where it would be run by somebody else, but that you would essentially have everything comped, and you'd be allowed to basically stay here and use it as much as you want.
Well, at this age, it is my home, so I wouldn't really want to give it up. As far as... let's do this. It's still my building.
Mm-hmm.
You run the games, the girls, the food. I'm just a landlord. For that, I get 10% of the night of the take. Before expenses, not after.
Right. Yeah, sure. I'll try to haggle with him.
Alright.
Yeah. So,
What are you trying to reduce or change?
let's see. It's his building,
Mm-hmm.
so he's talking about being landlord. So having,
But you're going to incur all the expenses for like the fighters, paying out the fighters, if anything, like all the food, paying all the staff. That's all going to be you.
mm-hmm.
So it's like his building. He gets to watch as much as he wants. He lives there, but he is not financially responsible for anything that happens
I think the best thing you could hope for is,
after expenses.
is 5 or 10% of profit versus gross.
Yeah, which he wants gross.
Then yeah, I'll try to haggle with him to give so that he goes for profit instead of gross, and because I'll try to make an argument about essentially either upkeeps or improvements to the building, that any changes that would be essentially within his purview would have to be something that he would have to authorize. But
So are you trying to get him to change his take or be financially responsible for building upkeep?
no, I'm using that as an argument for me that like building upkeep will be an expense that I have to pay. So I'm trying to use that as leverage against his argument of gross versus profit.
Oh, okay. He was aware of that.
Oh, okay.
I'm using mind tricks to, say
He's
that-
pointing out that, well, here's something it's clearly on what you're arguing, but you're not saying it, but pointing this out, that's why I think we should change the...
Yeah, I'm giving reasons for why I think the cut should be changed from gross to profit.
He is aware of it, and he's specifically making the argument that he doesn't care about how much you have to fix the building. That if you want to take it over, that's your problem. So it is kind of like this is what I'm willing to give you thing. So you can change it. It's going to be a difficult persuasion.
Okay.
if that's your lever.
Just letting you know off the bat that it's going to be a pretty high DC to switch that based upon that.
Oh, okay.
You could also try like saying, well, how about 15%, but profit?
Yeah, just so we're never taking
That
a
would
loss.
be an easier thing to
Yeah.
do, is to give him a higher percentage of profit instead of gross.
Okay. Yeah, I'll go for that then. I'll go ahead and he wanted 10. I'll give him 15 of profit and switch it for 15 of profit instead of 10 of gross.
Okay.
Yeah.
That would be a much easier one to argue.
That's 15. Nothing.
15. So
So $1 billion.
26.
26.
Billion. He's not quite,
You're not old man
divine.
levels yet. Yeah. Just $1 billion. So many.
It's just a nice round plus 11 at level 5.
It's one of my expertise skills.
Mm-hmm.
He leans back and looks at you. Slight twinkle in one of his eyes. He goes, 15 profit. Alright. I can do 15 profit. But you are responsible for all upkeep. Guards need bribing. That's on you. I just live here.
Mm.
I own the building and I live here. On top of which, if you burn it down or do other sorts of nasty damage, I'm just going to take it out of you personally.
This dude was an elf, right?
Yep.
Yep.
So we'll have to deal with him for a while.
But he is a very old elf.
He's
That
a very
could-
old elf.
That could mean, anywhere between the next 50 to, 200 years. Or, 3. Who knows with elves?
Perhaps he wants to sail west.
To the Grey Haven?
Well, I suppose it's so. There's not a whole lot of public need for it, but I'll still, in order to have an agreement between one another, I'll send my boy over for contract writing. Just so we know what.
Yeah, it's a lease agreement.
Yep.
Sounds fair. He holds his hand out to you. And as you shake it, you feel like a binding. Like, his hand is strong-ish, but there was a sense of magic that comes over you as you made this deal, or pact, if you would.
Okay.
And he is now your patron. Your class is now Warlock.
I don't know what class you wanted to have, but it ain't that no more.
Surprise!
If Bob had his way, you would be a cleric now.
What? You don't get to be in charge of the church unless you talk to God.
Everyone can do that.
Yeah.
Nope.
They're gods. They can talk to whoever they want.
Yes, but you can't talk back unless you have the power. Listen, if you can't pick up the phone and talk to your deity, you don't get to be in charge of the church.
But that's something the deity can give anyone that power.
Yeah, anyone can be a cleric. Or a paladin.
Well, yeah, paladins aren't tied to deities.
Yeah, they are. So they're the one who enforces the pact. Otherwise, it's a pact with nothing, and you get no power.
They literally aren't.
They 100% are.
They are.
Well,
just
that is a your world
that
specific
is
thing, not a D&D
yeah,
specific
D&D
thing.
changed it. They are a knightly order.
Yeah.
Their power can come from gods, but
Or
not
like from
necessarily-
being really devoted to a king,
Yeah,
or
or just like
really just wanting revenge.
yeah. You could just get power by being really mad.
No divine presence, no divine power. It's just like if you don't have a vegan diet, you don't get to become a psionic. No vegan diet, no vegan powers.
Also, I'm not there, so you probably won't answer. But does this mean there's, binding magic in this world under utility, or is this just a him thing?
Would you like to use your your detect magic on it?
Oh, wait, I'm not
No,
there.
you're not.
He's just asking if it's something he would know in the world.
I mean, there's lots of ways to bind people to pacts.
Yeah. Freaking Mary does try it all the time, but...
That's not one of them.
Nope.
Don't worry, he's got the contract on his skin now.
Also, ding?
Oh, dang.
Ding? What's ding?
Ding!
As you guys, I imagine you're still hanging out at the bar.
Yep.
And you're going back to the horse.
Yeah, well, it's time to go back home to bed now.
Yeah. So as you guys go to sleep and you continue your drinking, a little surge of power. Ding! You guys go up a level. Yeah, another zone has been conquered. You have completed the slums.
One more.
Thank you, Ryan.
Hey, it's the first one Adam didn't make happen. Seeing how you walked in.
Is it? Have I been that much of a...
Yeah,
To be fair, also, it is the one where doing it the way that I'd done all the others just wasn't working. Walked in. No, let's talk. Shooting me. Okay, talk. I see you've gotten out your aggression. He goes and drags me away.
Yeah, no, this zone was all Mother June.
Mm-hmm.
Found the old lady. We led a raid and got a knight.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you guys handled this zone a lot of different methods.
Mm-hmm.
Like each method was kind of different. You just bought out Prescott.
Mm-hmm.
You fought off Bailey Mont, and you persuaded Midori to come to your side.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
all 3 different methods.
I gained a 1-a-day inspiration. I can self-inspiration once per day.
Just giving yourself a big old pat on the back. Good job.
Oh, yeah, I get the circle feature. Nice.
Counter charm.
I don't know if you want to pause it while everyone levels up, or...
Are we wanting to level up before moving forward?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then all right. All right. I think we're back.
Everyone put your pants on, we're back.
Yeah, it's counting up now. We're back.
Heck yeah. Excellent. So, since they were going to go pretty much instantly into trying to take over another zone, because everyone's waking right up, I'm like, we should level up.
Level 6!
So yeah, level 6. Congratulations.
All right.
Final Fantasy noises and everything.
Dun, 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 dun.
Dun, 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 dun.
Odds for the day.
Oh, he hasn't said we wake up.
You don't have these powers yet.
Wait. You wake up.
Now roll.
Now you have powers.
Is Sunday.
And Ryan,
Race
your
day.
carry guy sleeps standard?
4 hours.
Okay, 4 hours. So she's fine.
Yeah, it's like I just have to meditate and then, I don't know, chill for 4 hours.
Yeah, you're an healthy lady.
Yep. Yeah, I don't have as much sleep to contend with.
Well, let's only erase 2 of those tick marks because I immediately wake up and cast Alter Self. So that Wolfgang can go to the morning meeting.
Excellent. So they moved the morning meeting back an hour. No. Never mind. It was funny to me. Morning meeting, yeah.
Yeah. So I was able to meet with Shepard last night. I went ahead and made a deal with him. I tried to get it to where he's essentially going to become the landlord of the building, but says that we can take over the business, but he wants a percentage cut of the profits. And he initially was going to ask for gross, but I got him to go over to just taking part of the profits in case it starts losing money, I guess.
I presume you've looked at what the profits even are.
Nope.
This is Monday, right?
This is Sunday.
Sunday.
So that'll be...
Race day.
Just buying things without looking.
Nope.
Sight unseen.
Well, I feel more powerful, so I'll give it to you.
So,
I guess we...
so Steve and Abbott will have to look over the situation.
Yeah, Steve and Abbott are already done with Midori. Now have them move over to the Extortium to start processing their books.
Yeah.
You can work very hard.
Thank you, legal and financial. You're doing our work. Praise be to Renette.
Mm-hmm.
So, today's gambling day. How much more time left do we have on Molly's training?
Molly had a week left of stealth training. It was Friday, so she's got 5 more days. She'll be done next Friday.
Just as another thing, though, it seems that, or at least I felt that he put some sort of binding contract on me when I made the deal with him. If anybody wants to have a look at me.
Take the 2 minutes to check magic. Any magic on her that is unexplained by the usual magic she would have?
Also, now is when you get to ask your question.
Yeah, you totally get to ask a question now.
Oh, that if binding magic's a known entity in the world?
I mean, yeah, sure they exist. I have to find it.
Otherwise,
It was in my D&D Beyond, but I didn't charge my tablet. So I've been hanging out with children. I called it a tabby.
British children.
No, my niece calls it that. My friend's daughter calls it that. My other friend's his son calls it that. Everyone calls it a tabby now.
because they like
Brits
cats.
are getting a little too big for their britches. We might have to.
Revolt against them again?
Otherwise,
no, they're an island nation that's getting uppity. We need to liberate them with a new democratic government.
Yeah, they just lost their strongest leader, so
Just wait. Just wait.
We need to liberate them.
We'll get a new PM post haste.
yes. If anyone gets to be in the 51st state, it's them.
I sure as heck ain't gonna be Puerto Rico.
Not if history has taught us
We
anything.
apparently don't like Puerto Rico.
Wolfgang spends time scribbling about in Richter's formula book.
okay. You see a glow of some kind of enchantment.
You've been ensorcelled.
Mm-hmm. I forget, besides school, if staring at it harder does anything.
No.
Ooh.
You would need identify.
Yeah, I could do that too, but that would take a while. But if you want me to stay and do that for you too, I can after the meeting.
Do what?
Cast Identify on you.
Okay. Anyway, so we got 5 days left on Molly's training. Doomsayer's got what, like 2 more days on his acid?
Mm-hmm.
Man.
Spartacus is doing Underground. Jake's finally back up, been doing rounds with the boys who aren't training.
Yeah, Jake's been doing patrols. Yeah, Doc's done on Monday. Hannah.
Yeah.
Because we were trying to get the chops.
for Baileymont.
Hannah bursts into the room.
Hannah burst into the room. It was startling. I was startled. Can't you tell I was startled?
Yeah, but the door's there.
Not with where I'm sitting in the room that I'm imagining in my brain.
Hannah went Kool-Aid Man through the fucking wall.
The room, it's in my mind. I'm sorry, but the table's actually more rounded. It's not like this rectangle.
I don't think the guy with the multiple personality disorder gets to use his mental map and go, in my mind, that's how it is. It's like, in your mind, you're 2 people.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing here.
Well, have you ever met one of them? Not like the other one.
I mean, look at me.
You need to start making more I was beside myself jokes.
Ooh.
I'm 2 minds on the situation.
Anyways, Hannah bursts in the room and we look at her, startled, in whichever direction she's in.
Pointing at her with the finger guns.
Walks over and puts a small velvet bag on the table and goes, I have finished.
Yay.
What was she?
We have Baileymon had some chops on him. Do we have any idea what banker account those go to?
You just wanted a copy.
Well, yeah. I was asking at large if we somehow knew that.
No. You just said, hey, Hannah, go ahead and copy these.
Good job, Hannah.
Don't sleep for a few days.
Good
Work
job, Hannah.
tirelessly.
Thank you.
So,
You,
I mean,
you,
I
you
don't
must
sleep.
forgive Mary. Got the crap beat out of her last night.
I don't sleep any night, and I'm fine. It's overrated.
so I don't know. Does Abbott know anything about the bank account that these go to?
Abbott's been working with Midori.
No.
Doing all that. He hasn't even looked into it at all.
Okay.
Would you like him to?
No, we have him on new thing or still Midori. I don't know. Hannah's free now.
Yeah, Hannah's is totally free.
Yeah, it's like I guess we could have her look into it.
After some rest. Need a fresh mind.
I mean, I'll take my assignment. I don't want to come back.
Yeah.
So
Making sure we're cleared. That
figure out where these what these go to.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Give her the buddy thumbs up.
She goes over, takes your coffee, drinks it, and then leaves.
Joke's on her. That's poison.
Worse. It's decaf.
And now I'm just wondering in my mind, not about that, is do I have the beans?
What?
The little paw beans?
No.
Oh.
Well, it's up to you.
I guess that's true. You could have crappy little flubbies, but I mean,
You
Working
have
on-
hands.
working on Powerpuff Rolls, you smack it in there and it sticks.
Why can't I pick up this phone?
It was my favorite episode.
Yeah, your herring gun. Do herring guns have little?
Herringans have
Footpaws.
normal hands.
Okay.
Otherwise, you wouldn't be able to do like.
But are they
People
normal hands that then like have like fur on the inside, but then like the individual beans on the finger? I mean, you can design how you want.
Listen, I
how
don't-
furry do you want to be?
Listen, I don't care who you're trying to attract. It's really none of my business.
I don't know. Just I gave a thumbs up. It's like, does she
I don't
have
know.
a bean?
Not their official artwork has fully articulated hands,
Oh, okay.
so probably not beans. But the feet are pretty pawed, so those probably have beans.
Yeah, toe beans, no hand beans.
Okay.
Those hands are fully articulated with knuckles.
You got monkey hands.
I mean,
Well, furred.
Fur.
Well, yeah, it's a
monkey
rabbit. It's furred all the way over.
hands. Yeah.
Covered in fur.
So is that
So-
everybody?
Yeah.
Yeah, Molly's training.
Doing
Doomsayer's
something.
working.
Basement.
Spartacus, Abbott, Steve.
And
Jake.
Jake's patrolling.
Zap. Continue writing down in the.
Alright. Talking with Jake for a moment, it's we'll probably have to go and do it eventually. Just clear out any stragglers that remain in the Slums district now that we've got reign of it.
Yeah, probably move enforcement in.
Yep.
Start recruiting for the area.
Yeah, start recruiting, start cleaning the place up. I can go out and
I don't know. Once Abbott actually has time, have him look at properties Baileymont owned, so we might be able to buy some of those up.
Now,
So we'd have a base in there.
do we know if there's anyone else other than the Balanced Blades controlling the Blades' region, though?
No, we haven't done enough research over there.
are they working with Midori? Abbott and Steve, are they working with Midori or on the Extortium?
Where are they with the work they've been doing with Midori?
yeah.
I mean, it takes a while to organize and file and do all that stuff, but you could send one to one and one to the other too.
I would say just send Abbott over to the Extortium, start getting that, and make sure everyone gets paid during the transfer over.
Oh, I would think that we would want to send Steve there first so he can lay out the ground rules of.
True, and we have to have Abbott on gambling today.
Yeah, Abbott's got gambling today, so. Yeah, I'd imagine we'd send Steve over to the Extortium, and I'd go ahead and fill him in on the details of the meeting that I had with Shepard, so he'll be able to try to give us the best of what we can with the deal that I made.
Here, I made a deal. Go smooth it over for me.
Abbott,
Yeah.
you've spent a fair bit of time over in the Balanced Blades region previously, correct?
Well, I mean, that's where my wife lives.
Yes. Do you have any idea for who's controlling things other than the Blades directly over there?
Or who's a big deal there?
Well, the Blades control a lot of things. I know they have an alliance with someone who just keeps the sewers open for transportation. Like, you can get goods from things being moved along the sewers. He might know that. He does not. And, well, the Blades kind of own the guard, but there's, I wouldn't call them a gang, they're more of a troop. That's, they're performers. They, kind of a ballet troupe,
Mm-hmm.
but more like rustic river dance kind of music.
Well,
I took the missus to see them. They're good. They're real good.
I can
It's
always
like-
get behind a good old violin.
Kind of tap
A
dancing.
fiddle is pretty nice.
I mean, it was just, I had a real good time. I think it's Langston Cooper is the one who heads that up. But, I mean, they have their own like kind of theater and area, and it's pretty safe there. You don't see many Baldrics wandering around. Not all the Blades really in that area.
Okay.
So, kind of interesting.
What, I just kind of get kind of an idea of like what side of that zone they're on.
They are on the far side, kind of closer to. I had a piece of paper, didn't I? Oh, yes.
If it's the north end, we don't know.
Yeah, they're closer to the circle end, so they would be closer to the north. They're kind of in the north end.
Okay.
And you wouldn't happen to know if the Balanced Blades, like, they actually operate out of that bar, or that's just someplace a lot of them hang out?
Well, according to your story, they're keeping people prisoner in the bottom, so if they don't own that bar, they certainly owe someone an explanation.
Yeah, given
I mean, it's one thing borrowing some space in the basement for turnips, but
Well, I mean, like, we have the Horse's Head and the church. It's like, they can own it, but it's not their main, place of business, like where all their leadership meets.
well, I've never met them.
Oh, okay.
and it's like, yeah, Abbott's not been embedded in their organization, so
No.
like,
I was just, the husband of a blacksmith.
Yes.
yeah. Don't.
You miss her?
I mean,
I mean, I know it'd be terrifying to go around her, but
she's gonna be so mad.
yeah.
I don't really. I see her from time to time. And
Does
I
she
mean,
see you?
I mean, I didn't ask.
And hey, don't worry about it. Look at you. You got a steady job. You're not gambling. You're doing all right. Couple more weeks, she'll be back. She'll be wanting you back.
You found God?
Yeah. I mean,
You
heck,
got a baptism?
I kind of lost her almost 20,000 gold worth of things. due to bad habits, she almost lost the shop. All of the savings are gone.
Well, yeah.
She was gonna have an apprenticeship. So she was gonna bring in an apprentice because she was doing pretty well. It would help her with a lot of them orders, and she can't do that now because we couldn't afford to house them. So no, she mad.
Well,
she'll forgive me. I'm cuter than most buttons, but she mad.
Yeah, I'm sure you know what the church says about all that.
Duck.
I haven't. I just trail off. I don't actually. I don't actually know. I am.
Yeah, he doesn't.
Blindly, I am offering him thoughts and prayers. I'm giving him some thoughts and prayers.
And it's like, well, we'll try to figure something out. Anyway.
Good for...
You're scaring the crap out of me.
Yeah, no, I'm scared because you made me use the pause button the first time. Everything seems to be good.
Yeah.
Well, if you don't see any of this, it's because it got just the gremlins got it. Got all scrutabled.
So, yeah, I think everybody's set to work. I guess since we got gambling going on today, I'll probably end up going and start doing work in the slums. I don't know if Jake wants to come with me in case we can also do some of the cleanup work there while I'm out doing my thing. In case we come across anybody. Then we might as well get whatever our warlock buddy to come and help out as well.
Yeah, I figure I need to finish training so I have some investigation before I start going investigating. Yeah, the balanced blades.
You want to be able to investigate before you investigate?
Yeah.
Jake, how much of an annoyance do we think that we are to the blades?
Define annoyance.
Do we think there's a chance that just coexisting is something they would want?
Oh, no.
Okay.
Fuck those guys.
Here.
He's been hanging out with Klaus too much. Klaus is the man who went in their bar and peed on it. I don't think Klaus is for coexistence.
So are we thinking that more likely it's going to have to come down to a
total wipe or just a
fight? Oh, we can probably just wipe the top.
Yeah. Well, that comes down to would the rank and file swap over?
I think if we wipe out the top and we pull the next level up and give them point of control as we have done in other places,
They're a mite more organized than any other places you've looked into. We might have to root and branch.
Druid, what does that mean?
Get the everything. Pull it out by a root and branch. Completely destroy the tree.
That is so much work.
Of course.
Yeah.
I mean, there's always the potential that we essentially have a candidate that we could turn over to our side and then use them as a wedge to get the rest of them.
Possible, but
Well, regardless, it seems like it would be an incredibly foolish thing to just walk into their territory alone. So,
it's like I've been going into their territory alone for the last 3 weeks.
as I look at you when I say that, incredibly foolish, yes. Well, I presume you've been avoiding them for the most part.
Yeah, I've just been over there. Except for that one thing with Mary where we broke into their headquarters and...
I'm sorry if your comprehension is low, but when you went with Mary, you actually weren't alone. You were with Mary,
Oh.
and you still caused really confusing ruckus. By the way, let's not think about how you found out where they were.
As you went alone into the mountains.
Literally into the bar and sat there.
You had a sentient coin.
Yeah.
That's a person.
Yeah. They were gonna save my skin. Anyways, so if anyone wants to go in, I can go in. Otherwise, I'll spend time researching until someone else is ready. Because I think it would probably be for the best.
To go with a group.
Yeah, or at least a pair, just
Yeah.
an extraction, or someone to run and at least tell the group, hey, we need an extraction.
Okay. Well, I'm going to start today.
Did either of you want to go in, or should I research as well?
I was gonna do some stuff today.
Yeah, understandable.
Mary?
Definitely makes sense that we don't immediately move on to the next zone.
I don't know. What'd you roll?
I have a 14 out of 5.
Yeah.
I'd like to
pretty
point
good.
out, after you took over that first zone, you almost immediately went and took over the next one.
That's because we had a ticking clock.
If we assassinate all the leaders in the Balance Blades area, there'll be another ticking clock.
Yeah.
Okay, so I misjudged your intentions. Sue me.
I didn't know that was a thing.
I apologize for being over-prepared.
Let's see here.
Next
Steve,
time,
we have a new job. We need you to sue the creator of the world.
well,
Soon.
I hate to break it to you, but as he pulls down his zip-up tie and his lizard skin falls back. He's a human now. No, look, that's Jake that's Dragonborn. He unzips, turns into Dragonborn, Jake turns into a person.
Yank, you were Steve the whole time?
Which is on my ball.
No, now I'm just thinking of Steve, like, pulling the zipper down. It's like, ha, I'm human. Then pulling another zipper. I was a lizard person the entire time. I controlled the world.
Man, you must get cold easily. You wear layers.
Well, listen.
To be fair, he is a white dragonborn.
Yeah, Jake is a white Dragonborn.
Yep.
He gets pulled over less often.
Advantages.
Too far?
Well, we won't go into what happens to black dragon folk.
That one's definitely too far.
Anyways, we're rolling some wisdom checks for study.
Thank you for moving us along.
Enhance myself. Yeah, nothing.
I need to know the numbers.
Uh,
I'm keeping track of them for reasons.
no. 12. I thought his was for reasons. Mine, I had to hit a DC.
Mm-hmm. I'm also keeping track of things.
Oh, okay.
When we roll badly long enough, we get a special reward.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's like, nah, you're just never learning this without a feat.
I mean, there's a certain number of failures of you just don't get it.
Mm-hmm.
Your brain just don't work this way. You can never learn it again.
Well, that was my day if I only get the one roll. But yeah.
I mean, it's 8 hours of
Yeah.
studying, so yeah.
Mm.
You could study for 16 into the night.
No.
Okay. Doc, what you doing?
Sounded like you guys had your own plans, right? Where we go? No one
He's
actually
going
told
to
me.
sleep.
Yeah,
I haven't gotten to them yet.
but we did discuss in the meeting. Am I going into the Blades' zone with you or not?
I don't know. Mary, do you want to go into the Blade Zone?
For what?
I
That
feel
is
like
the
this
next
was
zone
not
that we
a
have to-
productive meeting.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I'd go back.
It's like, for what? We aren't attacking them yet.
Mm.
You
Investigation
literally
and-
just said that
We're still consolidating both the slums.
Yes, it would be whether or not you wanted to go in to start doing the research, as research has to come before attack.
Oh. Man, actual work?
Okay, so if that's a no, we can wait until someone.
Oh, thank goodness. Oh, ew. My plate's really full
You can
right
continue
now.
to work in the slums.
Yeah, my plate's really full right Got a lot of stuff on the docket.
Arcana. Arcana is a natural 20 for a 28. Medicine.
So you've been kind of like for a while. You seems to have been understanding your medicine role in this a little bit better, and then for some reason today, it just kind of clicked to you that people are just putty. Like, you know, you could just rearrange them however. You're just a giant bag of meat, and the only reason your skin does whatever it's supposed to do is because there's hands adjusting the putty. You can play with putty, and you've been messing around with other people's skin since you were a child. You might as well mess around with your own.
Well, he's done that too.
So yeah, you've
It's not even that different.
yeah. Your understanding of what you need for the arcane, you feel like you're actually relatively close to getting it. A little bit closer than you are to getting the medical side of being able to, you know, survive it. So yes, very well done.
Also, during my time, Ludwig fusses at Wolfgang for all of his scribblings in the recipe book.
It's like, your handwriting sucks.
No, he wrote down spells that really... How am I ever going to be able to mix this?
Oh, Wolfgang got to pick the spells for this level.
Wolfgang picked the spells, yes.
Okay. So,
Wolfgang realizes he can cast magic without the.
Wolfgang has always been able to do that.
Oh, okay.
It's why I have
the crystal.
yeah, I have the crystal because I have two focuses.
yeah, one's Ludwig, one's Wolfgang.
It's like not everything has to be a crutch with a potion. You can't just cast magic. I know we can. I do it.
But this is how I do.
Okay, Mother June, what you up to, girl?
Well, I'm gonna go gather Fleetfoot, Jake, our warlock buddy, and we're going to go about the slums, and anybody else who's like free and willing to come, I guess.
Spartacus sends a runner with you.
Okay.
So there's like a page girl to send off running to get whatever it is you need.
Yeah, I'd say that'd be good in case we come across stuff that we need. But I guess the
Just a wood elf.
and I've
I have
already
a randomizer now.
Yeah.
This is so good.
You just now got that?
Yeah.
I felt like you've been working with that for ages.
Nope.
You've been doing good for not having it.
No, I've been relying on my brain.
Yeah, you should
It's
never do that.
terrifying, isn't it?
I've spoken with you before. You should never do that.
It's terrifying, isn't it?
but go around, and I'm going to be proselytizing, cleaning the place up, and talking with my followers who already exist within the slums to tell me on things that need to be changed, and if there's anybody who's whatever causing problems that needs to be taken care of.
Okay. Are you going to try to convince people to help you with the cleanup?
Sure.
Okay. Give me a persuasion check. With advantage, without your spell things, because you're dealing with your own flock, so to speak.
Okay. So 19.
Okay. People start cleaning up in general, and they're organizing a work party to help take care of the elders in their community and like get them to start cleaning up.
Okay.
And get the elders to start cleaning up.
Yeah, they're gonna beat them.
Grandpa!
Renette says
Pick up your trash.
Renette says you have to grow stronger.
Cold this week.
Is we're not a big believer in send the old out into the snowstorm.
No, old people.
Logan's Run, right?
Logan's Run, they had carousel where they were incinerated and floated up.
Yeah. Get rid of the old people.
Yeah, he's thinking more of the Inuit tribe type stuff.
You must leave because none of us want the guilt of having to kill you.
Yes, but we also aren't feeding you anymore.
So go die somewhere else where it's less depressing.
It's Mother-in-Law's Day. There's a show called The Dinosaurs where there was an episode about Mother-in-Law's Day where he finally got to throw his mother-in-law off a mountain, and his kids convinced her that, no, Grandma, you're fine, don't kill yourself, and he was just so happy the entire episode because his mother-in-law drives him freaking up the wall that he was finally going to get to yeet her off a mountain, and then he's just like dragging his tail and sad all the way down the mountain.
Is that the dinosaur puppet?
Yeah.
Oh. I never saw an episode of it, but I visually know it.
Yeah, your baby.
Yeah.
They have a Jason Alexander episode called What Sexual Harassment, which was a guy named that they called Sexual Harris because he invented the double entendre.
Dinosaurs. Someone had to invent the double entendre.
It's so good.
It was probably a very long time ago.
We're gonna need another. Like, if y'all haven't seen the Dinosaurs, it's worth a watching if you can find it. It's hysterical.
A very special episode. They had a Dinosaurs episode. At the time when what's-his-face tried steroids. But you can't call them steroids. They're thornoids.
Thornoids, yeah.
You can't say steroids.
Oh, yeah, Robbie.
Yeah, Robbie.
The son's name was Robbie. He started having rage issues.
We're playing a game, Bob.
Hey, his game, his tangent.
No.
Far worse than I do.
No. I definitely need to be called back on task. Let's not discourage this treatment. I need to be restrained upon occasion. So, you're drinking at the bar,
Yep.
I assume.
Full plate. All day.
That's heavy.
I know. It's a lot of work. Somebody's got to do it.
You're just a tiny functional alcoholic, aren't you?
He doesn't do much. He doesn't do a whole lot. I don't know if functional applies.
And also, I'm not an alcoholic. I don't go to meetings.
You go to a meeting every morning.
But it's not about alcohol. And I'm not drinking while I'm there.
There is coffee and donuts, which to my understanding is at AA meetings.
Yeah.
So next day, or more Mother June stuff?
Well, it's just whatever happens with gambling tonight.
Mm-hmm. Which is still tomorrow's meeting stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think everyone will get a couple days to clean up their business and get settled, and it'll be good for our development.
Are you rolling the gambling stuff?
Mm-hmm.
So we got a little time if we want to have a conversation.
No. I have it done.
I think you've gotten quicker.
Yeah, I realized that I was doing way more math than I needed to.
You do that a lot.
It's a habit you get from David's game. You don't need a formula for everything. You can just say it's a number.
No. There's a percentage that I was like multiplying it by to get a number, so I could subtract it from the total to get what you get. And I realized if I use the inverse of that percentage, I just get your total.
Mm-hmm. Now, David's game had me trying to think up a formula and accidentally inventing exponents.
Yeah, that was funny. That was a fun day.
You accidentally invented exponents.
I was trying to...
I know. I was there.
It was really funny.
you came up with a formula that just could be used as excellence, which is exactly the kind of thing he said, where you could do a one-step thing, instead you were manually doing it.
Yep, pretty much.
So, another night's rest, get into Monday.
There is something.
Before I go to bed, good berries.
There is something that I wanted to bring up with at least Fleetfoot while we're walking around and doing the work and stuff. Is the idea is that whatever at some point the Church of Renette's is essentially going to be, or at least I'm hoping so, is going to grow outside of my reach. And there are going to be people that won't be able to make it to my church, and we'll have other people setting up their own churches dedicated to Renette at other places. So I bring up the idea, and it's just like, you've got extended families and different households, and sometimes those different households have different rules. So, and it's like, but essentially we'll all be one big family under Renette, but there might be other...
Let's start thinking about breaking this into denominations right now.
And it's like, yeah, there might be other mothers and fathers that take up the mantle and run a church in the future.
Oh, yeah, of course. Once the clerics come in, we'll run the churches.
Yeah.
And then when one strays too far, Renette will let us know.
Yep.
And if they go completely out of bounds, Renette will let all of us know, and we'll just kill them.
Yep.
Yeah, that seems like the way...
Indeed, it's this world works. It's like...
No, specifically the way that he has designed the church to be... as he risks then being that out of bounds one.
Yep. Enjoy the tightrope. You set it up yourself. I was just over here minding my own business, and you're over there I'm just like, those are really tall buildings. That's a very small rope. You're walking on the rope. Why are you walking on the rope?
You could have just taken the elevator and made an awful evil deity who's about family.
But I'm a good person.
Had to be a hearth deity. Otherwise, the fire puns wouldn't be as good.
Okay, man. I'm a good person. I pay my taxes.
That's damn right.
An actual commercial that
Do
plays on the
we?
radio.
Yeah, it kills me every time.
Every time.
Radio still has commercials?
Oh yeah, of course.
I didn't know that.
Well, here's the thing. Just don't pay for radio, and then you get commercials. Like, it's a feature.
Yeah, you are
get those for
paying
free.
for your...
Technically,
You're paying for it with your attention.
Mm-hmm.
With the commercials. And that lady's voice is just on point obnoxious. Like the perfect level of like...
I mean, I've heard that commercial. It must have been on for at least more than 10 years.
Yeah, because she's a good person. She pays her taxes.
But do we pay our taxes?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
All of our...
Yes, government. Yes, we do.
No, I mean our characters.
Yes, on the gambling, we pay our taxes. We don't want to bounce
The
the brothers of the
Yeah, but we
Bounce.
have lots of different diversified income sources, so I'm not
Brothers
sure
of the scale.
that we pay our taxes on all of them.
We pay our mandatory taxes on everything we're mandatory required to talk about.
It's kind of like when you get cash for doing a job. The government doesn't need to know about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, there's like an amount limit that you can go up to.
It's kind of like, if you, like, say you had a candy bar in the wrapper and that candy bar fell in the trash and you pulled it out and you ate it anyways, government doesn't need to know about that either. It's just like cash deals. Government doesn't need to know about that. It's none of their business.
Depending on how much it is.
I don't ask about their black ops operations. They don't need to know about whatever cash deals I make. I think that's fair.
We're still talking about the game?
Yeah, sure. In D&D.
Just like in Minecraft.
It's weird. I just got an email about being audited.
Because, I assume Brothers of the Scale show up to the Gilded Lily, too, to take their cut. Like, the only thing we wouldn't be paying taxes on is our only illegal business, which is weapons production.
Which I think
And
we
we
all
haven't been doing lately.
I think we ultimately decided to do because we felt like we needed to do something illegal.
Yeah.
We're like,
You all do an awful lot of murder for acting like you don't do anything illegal.
Our business dealings are mostly legal.
Wait,
Our personal, how we deal with stuff to get to those business dealings.
yeah, when have I personally gone and murdered anybody? What are you talking? What are you talking? What are you
When has
talking
he ever murdered someone
What are
who
you talking
wasn't already dead?
Yeah!
I foresaw it.
Bank fraud.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, are we
do.
paying taxes on our bank fraud?
No.
You say that like it's absurd, but it's not like we couldn't.
That would make Abbott do twice the paperwork to pay for the stuff he just stole.
Yeah, but would it give us protection if the government ever came after us? You stole this money
It would
illegally,
protect
but we paid
specifically-
taxes on it.
I would like again to point out about the murders. If the government comes after you,
It would keep the brothers of the scale off of us, though.
yeah.
They would go like, wait. No, they're fine. We
Probably
don't
more
care.
concerned about the murdering.
And so
That's somebody else that deals with that.
you,
We don't.
you
We
can
don't
get
look
away with murder, but at least give us the cut.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
government
if
doesn't
they
really.
complain about the murders, just bring up the population is still growing, and therefore those murders didn't really count. Just literally, like, the outflow is still positive. My numbers don't matter.
Yeah, and it's like statistics still good.
Yeah, you're fine.
You're not collapsing the,
Yeah,
population
we're
density by
actually
yourself.
we're actually down for murders this year. You're welcome.
You know what murder does? It makes it to where everybody else gets more money.
Yeah, and that guy was a criminal anyway. So I mean, if you really think about it, you should be paying me for doing your law job.
You killed a noble.
He was being a criminal.
True, that noble was being a criminal.
Also, I heard him say that the Brotherhood of Scales smelled like duty, and that's just not a nice person.
I like how our idea of the government
You guys are just having this conversation, and Steve's just over there like. Steve's just like sitting there going, "For the love of God, this is not what I taught you." He has disappointed teacher face on right now.
The only government we respect is the Brother of Scales.
There's
The
another government.
theocracy or the aristocracy, screw 'em. Only the tax man. You pay your taxes.
Just saying, old Scarface.
You always pay your taxes.
Yeah, he wound up in jail, suffering from syphilis because of tax evasion.
So it's like not
Tax evasion gives you syphilis?
No, he had syphilis unrelated to the tax evasion. He had syphilis.
Just the way you worded that, I'm like...
By the
that
By
was
the time
before
he got
they,
out of prison, he was a babbling idiot who would fish in his pool.
that was
Without
before
a
they
hook.
outlawed the cruel and unusual punishment.
The first thing they did was give him syphilis, and then they sent him to prison.
we've
It's unusual.
Exactly.
we've laced his prostitute with syphilis.
Oh no.
He's the kind of man who never goes to the doctor. He won't worry about a little dripping.
The IRS plots.
So the next morning, do we get money?
Yeah.
Okay, it's Monday. It feels like a Monday
Because of the dripping?
because it's stressful.
Have we tried having less stress?
Occasionally.
It does wonders for me.
Ah, that's a pretty good one.
It's pretty good. It's not what I want.
That's what you
Okay. So, at your Monday morning meeting, the triple M's, if you would, M cubed, as you all sit down, Doomstayer comes in with a relatively large chest. No, he wouldn't. Spartacus comes in after Doomstayer with a relatively large chest and puts it down on the table. And then Abbott comes in and puts a bag on the table. Goes, okay, you get 1,150 gold from the gambling, and this is 30 acid vials. So enjoy.
What was that? 1,000.
147.
That just went down.
Oh, was it 50?
Yeah, it was 50.
Oh, I rounded up because I didn't like 47, but then I realized it was still my calculator, so I write it. So yeah, 1,150. Sorry.
1150. Okay.
Does that include the Gilded Lily stake? Or is that just the gambling? I don't know when theirs comes in.
I think theirs just comes out where things are just... Their stuff is just generally out. So we don't have to worry about numbers.
Well, I think we still make money off of it somewhat, don't we?
Yeah, I think you get like...
Oh, you mean their profit, not their take?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Okay.
you get about 50 gold a week,
Oh, okay.
which would be there today as well.
Alright.
So is that an extra 50 that you haven't added yet?
Correct.
50 gold. From garden. I was like, Lily, what are you talking... Garden.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Gilded
the
Garden.
Gilded Garden. The Gilded Lily was a bar.
Oh, okay.
Totally different.
To do. We need to hand out money, or is this going all back into gambling?
I do need 100 for the week.
I'd like that. Yeah, it seems like a good amount.
So hand out 100 and the rest go to gambling.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so 100 each, and then...
For heaven's sake. For heaven's sake. Okay, so the acid vial is a 20-foot thrown weapon.
Yeah, 20-foot range.
Yeah, 20-foot range. That is deals 2d6 acid damage on hit.
Is it just as book?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay.
And how many?
30.
30 of them.
30. Okay. I missed that initial one.
An unruly number.
Okay, so put it in the box above the door with a stick, and whoever opens the door gets 30 acid.
Hannah walks in.
Falls down, just bounces.
People are putty.
I was just missing an ingredient.
Another successful experiment.
But I was right. I do need to work more on the medicine information to survive it.
Well, if we come up against another high-level noble, having the boys throw just 2d6 acids at them, 10 guys deep, probably will be helpful.
I mean, we might also be going up against with people that are throwing blades at us.
Mm.
They do tend to do that.
Listen, I made a joke gang once, and I'm never getting rid of it.
So we need to go and get a rust monster.
No. A bunch of them.
Yeah. Like, leashed on, dogs. And then lease them loose on the iron blades.
You know that your guys carry metal, too, right?
Yes, but our metal costs, money. Theirs is enchanted goods, which will bankrupt them.
If they're enchanted, I'm not sure the rust monster just...
Oh, it'll,
It's a little harder, but it definitely will.
that'll adjust and give it the time.
100% guarantee you throw a sword at a rust monster, it's running off with your sword.
It will eat it.
You say, drop it?
Now I'm just thinking of having a really big magnet.
A what?
Magnets exist, they're lodestones. Rare earth lodestones.
Oh.
Anyway,
Load.
so
Well, I'm going shopping today is my plan. Need to go pick up a magical item.
Woohoo! Big baller.
Yeah, it's my 250 pollen.
What magic uncommon? Or
Moonsicle.
common?
Uncommon, yeah.
Sickle.
It ups my healing.
So again, no exploring into the blades. You guys are continuing to work in the slums?
Yeah, we need to get Midori and the Extortium up and running so they actually start making us extra money.
Okay. Well, I still have experiments to run.
Then we're all busy.
What are you doing?
I'm helping keep an eye on some of the operations. We're running over on the Slums side and some of the transfer of people between the two zones.
Okay.
Mostly oversight. But you gotta keep an eye on that stuff.
Just real quiet. Mostly oversight.
As long as he has something that he's able to say he's doing, I don't care.
Oh, I can say it.
Yeah. And then, as long as it gets done, I don't care.
I think it's like out of game. I think you're probably dragging your feet on Steve's job.
Steve Jobs?
Yeah.
Who, me?
No. Him. Mary dragging his feet on patron job.
Oh, whatever.
It's like at this point, it's just harder to find someone that high level when we're level 6.
It's equivalent to levels.
Oh.
You could find one of that level, or you could find, however many.
So are 2 level 1s for equal to 1 level 2?
Yes.
Okay.
He owns X number of levels of souls. Not that he's going to do it anyways. That is just how it works.
So I just gotta buy 15 level 1 commoners.
I do believe
You did just get 100 gold. How many level 1 commoners?
How expensive can mucks off the street be?
You can at least make a little
Well,
progress.
you've seen this. Mooks off the street are smart enough not to sell you their soul for money because they know the soul's a real thing.
That's true.
This is not, here where people don't necessarily believe. People are well aware that there is such a thing as a soul, and they have one.
And if they sell to a literal devil, bad things are gonna happen.
Not necessarily. I believe in the contract they're just agreeing that after they die, they're fighting a war.
It's a bad thing.
That's selling your soul.
But that just means that he has to offer something worth what that's going to be.
Yeah.
Well,
Or
right now he's been mainly offering a whole bunch of bupkis. So.
I know, but my point is he just got 100 gold. I mean, he might be able to get like 2 of them from like poor people for that.
No. I'm just gonna get into drugs and find some drug addicts and offer them drugs in exchange for signing. Just wait for the real deep in the throes.
Yeah, because that way their intelligence say, is this a good idea? What? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
We just
Gotta
need
be
people that
quicker
are as
than
thorough
that.
with contracts as Maribel here.
Yeah.
Speaking of Maribel, you want to sign up?
Speaking of, you want to sign up for some little post life insurance?
no.
Try to market like a pyramid scheme. All you got to do is get 2 other people to refer you, and you will go up a level.
It
That's
sounds
how
like
you understand it, and you have been told you are wrong by your patron.
I reject your reality.
And substitute Mary's own.
Yeah.
Listen, it ain't got nothing to do with me. You don't want to be weirdos, you go for it. I've informed you what your deity has to say. What you tell other people is not my business.
So, do we need to reassign anyone, or at this point, was anyone done? We need someone new, probably for Doomsayer.
Doomsayer.
Do we want him back on illegal weapons to make us some money? Or do we
Unless
want
we have anything directly that we need right now, probably wouldn't be bad to have a week of that.
some cash inflow? But
Well, the next thing on the list was him creating those
Tanglefoot bag thingies?
the thing that are like those but better.
Hmm.
The whatever spider web type grenade things.
No idea.
Is that more important than money?
Tangler grenade. Yeah. Well, one of our biggest problems is people running from us.
It is hard to catch people that run.
Yeah, I thought it was more the cash inflow. We can't, keep building up or get magical items for the most part.
I don't know. Does Doomsdayer have any idea of what he would be able to produce for the most profit?
What he was doing before.
Yeah, what he was doing before.
Oh, okay.
You were just having him do profit stuff.
Yeah.
Profit generation is what you're having working on.
Unless we want to have him take a week and hardcore into training his other guy so that guy can do profit stuff.
I mean, you could take time to get him to work on that.
Okay, then that would be able to increase his throughput.
Mm-hmm.
Then yeah, that sounds like a good idea.
Bootstrapping, yeah.
Bootstraps.
Got
It's in my mind. You reading my mind, man?
Every time I hear bootstrapping, all I hear is bootstraps.
Are you noting?
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that was gambling. So I guess everybody else has still got stuff that they're working on.
Dude's name. Nope. Anders.
Yeah,
Anders Reed.
Yeah, Anders and Elias.
Keeping it classy over here. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So that's everyone, yeah?
Yep.
So as the meeting breaks up and everyone goes on about their day, we will pick up here next time. Like, comment, subscribe. Sorry about the shorter episode, but we had to cut stuff out for the leveling, and I have work at 3 in the morning, so I'm going to bed. So thanks for joining us.
Yeah.
Come back and join us next time. Bye.